town's website has a copy of the report that was used in the 2026 annual town meeting. Page 50 of that report shows the fire department's budget. Page 57 shows Article 6, in which the budget is being voted on. This article got about 50 minutes of discussion during the meeting.
Article 6. To see what sum of money the town will vote to raise and or appropriate for the public safety fire department of the town for the ensuing year. And the public safety department budget is $125,241. They appropriate from the following revenue sources: Franklin County fee sharing for organized territories, $7,595. We get that money because we service Perkins and Washington plantations. And surplus of $10,000, so the balance to be raised through taxation, $107,646. And do I hear a motion? Yes. Do I hear a motion?
Yes.
Is that a motion?
Yes.
Is that remove? What do you?
I would like to change the amount.
We need to have a motion first, then we'll have some.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion for this.
Okay. You can move the amount. Go ahead.
Okay. I would like to increase the public safety budget to an added $4,000, making it $129,241. The breakdown of the $4,000, the public safety asked for $2,000 increase on the fire chief stipend, a $2,000 increase on the stipend for the assistant chief, and asked for, I believe, $7,000 in protective gear. All of those three were cut in the budget. I would like to add them in, as well as appropriating $990 from animal control. So the new numbers would be $129,241, with appropriating $8,585, appropriating from surplus $10,000, and raising $110,656.
There is a motion. Is there a second to that?
Second.
Been moved and seconded to change those numbers from 125,241 to 129,241, and to increase the amount to be raised to 110,656. I think I got that right. Is there any other comments? Questions? Yes.
I would just like to hear from the budget committee on this. I know they've worked really hard to put together this budget. I just wanted to hear from the budget committee. I know they've worked all year, a huge amount of time putting this together, and it just seems awkward to have just a change at the last minute without hearing from them on why the numbers are where they are and why they should or shouldn't be changed as being proposed.
Would someone from the budget committee be willing to respond to that question? Someone from the select board? Yes, thank you.
On the budget committee, working on the increase in the stipend for the assistant fire chief and the fire chief. The budget committee decided that we were going to raise it like $1,000 every year to be in line with other towns that are close to us. That was all I had on the chief and the assistant chief. We're just going to continually increase that to $1,000 just to keep costs falls in line and, I don't know, my opinion, be fair. If any of you other budget committee members here that want to say anything, please do.
And just to note, any of the pay raises, every year is being raised according to COLA, because that's our personnel policy now, that every year there will be an increase in that, so the budget committee always takes that into account when we are doing the raises for salaries.
Yes, Mr. Duvall.
I would like to ask that our small equipment budget be increased. We had asked for 16,000, we spent almost 15 last year, and it's been cut to 10. And at the budget committee here, meetings, we stressed the need that we needed at least $10,000 to upgrade more of our radios. The radios in our trucks are close to 40 years old. We did get 5 new radios from Brett Doherty as a grant, but we still have a plethora of old radios that we're quite frankly getting desperate to need them upgraded. And I'd also like to see the firefighter line item, it was increased to $12,000. I'd like to see another $2,000 added to that, because we were also informed at the budget committee meeting that we could no longer donate time and labor, which we have been not doing for years. Many others go to the station, sweep the floors, wash the trucks, all kinds of things like that, which we have all done for free. We've never submitted our time for it, and we have been told that we can no longer do that. That everything we do is got to be paid for, so that there's a budget line item for it.
Right now, we have a motion on the floor and a second. Oh, Rebecca. Sorry, thank you for pointing that out.
Hi, Rebecca Scott. I'm on the budget committee. I just really want to let everyone know that we really did work really hard on our budget. And what we're trying to do is keep our taxes in line. 100%, do I think the fire department deserves all of this? Yes, 100%. But I'm trying to keep our taxes in line. So that's all I have to say.
Lori.
Yes, I did ask the fire chief, they went on over 115 calls the last 2 years. These people, when they walk out the door, put their lives on the line every single time they go for a search, for a fire, for an accident, for trying to keep us safe. And I'm sorry, but when I see that there is $90,000 in health insurance, and the firefighter chief is asking for $2,000 more for the fire chief and the assistant chief, I can't. And I know the budget committee worked hard, I understand that, but I also understand that these people work very hard and basically for nothing.
Can I respond? So a lot of those line items are things that are out of our control. I have no control over the health insurance. You know, the town voted to give the employees and their families health insurance. So because of that, that means that is in the budget. We have to put that in the budget because it was voted by the townspeople to do that.
Chief. So I appreciate all the support that people are trying to give. I do want to first start by letting you know that through the years with the budgets, I've tried to be very conservative. In most cases, we may have 1 or 2 line items off and on. I might go in the rear just a little bit. It's hard to tell exactly how much it's going to cost, everything.
So I tend to, at the end of the year, we tend to, actually, as far as the whole budget, we tend to come in under. In some cases, most every year, our budget is coming in under, and we try to conserve it. You can never tell exactly how much things are going to cost. If we had a crystal ball, but I do know that our call volume fluctuates every year, and but things are changing. OSHA mandates, Bureau of Labor. A year or so ago, we had Bureau of Labor made a visit with us. And I spent 4 hours on a Friday night visiting with the Bureau of Labor and going through all the documentations in our files with everybody. And that was time that I donated. But I will say that I want to thank everybody that's helping out with this. And the budget committee, thank you for all your hard work. I do appreciate it. But I just want to remind everybody, I understand we have almost $600,000 in surplus. So whether or not we can, if we can access any of that, I don't care so much about myself and the stipend. If you don't want to give me a stipend, you don't need to. But I'm going to see the rest of my department be compensated for what they do. Thank you.
Any other comments? We have a motion on the floor and a second. Yes.
Just a question, are we going to be voting on the original budget first, or
We will be, the question is, we will be voting on we'll be voting on the motion that was made on this article, which was to increase the department budget from 125, 241 to 129, 241, I believe was the number.
And then after that, we vote for the budget as it's been amended? Or
That is the current motion on the floor. There is no other motion, there's no other amendments. There is a motion on the floor to have the budget be $129,241. I think I got that number correct.
Okay, so when we vote for that amendment, we're voting for that warrant.
If you want to make an amendment to that, you can amend that amount. But that's the motion that's on the floor right now. And there's been no other motions made. There's been no motion made to amend anything. This is the motion that was presented to this body originally. Yes.
I want to make an amendment to that then, to add basically $8,000 additional, $6,000 for small equipment, and $2,000 additional in firefighter.
There's been a motion to amend this article to increase it by $8,000 as described. Do I hear a second?
Second.
I hear a second. We will vote now on the amendment. Is there any discussion about the amended amount?
Is that,
Yes,
is that raised or out of surplus? What are you saying for that 8,000? You gotta say one, I think, or the other, I don't know.
I didn't hear the question. Did you?
To raise that 8,000 or to get it out of surplus?
How do they want to fund the $8,000 increase? The people that made that amendment need to say where the money's going to come from.
Yes, so it's going to be raised or appropriated.
Yeah, I would say take that surplus line and
To appropriate $8,000 additional dollars. Is that correct? The motion was made to appropriate an additional $8,000 for this account. That's the amendment. Any other discussion, questions? Yes.
How much do we appropriate altogether?
So far, I don't know what. Brad has an answer back here.
That would be 18,000 out of surplus right now for this account.
So far, we dipped into the surplus, I think you said 18,000. Could you repeat that, Lori, in the microphone?
That is correct, Colleen, and it's 18,000 that would be appropriated from surplus for this, and then 110,656 raised.
Any other questions? Comments? We're voting on the amendment, then we'll go back to the original motion as of whatever this amendment does to it. All those in favor of the amendment, raise your slip. Increase of 8,000. All those opposed, raise yours. The ayes have it, it's a vote. Now we'll go back to the original motion as amended with the $8,000 increase. That'll bring it up to 137,241, I think. Do I hear any discussion? All those in favor, raise your slip. Opposed, raise yours. The ayes have it, it's a vote.